right, boys.
As Bitcoin is currently retesting levels from 2 days ago, did the baby bulls drink a little bit too much of their own milk? Or are the bone-dry bears about to get milked in a savage round 2 pumpathon? And why in Turkey Town did Bitcoin crash nearly 90% on Binance today? The real reason for why Bitcoin is dumping may leave you shocked, scared, and ready to bust. I'm your host, Ricky Rubdown, and let's just say these charts are not the only thing that I'm going to be rubbing down later tonight, if you know what I mean. I just don't care anymore. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and this gives me these absolute time-sensitive alerts. As well, if you're interested in any bonuses, make sure to check out the pinned comment below. And without any further magoo, let's pump on in. Massively bigly magoo. So we have a lot actually in the news today with a massive drop on Binance US and some other very big news as well, as Bitcoin's currently in an intraday pullback. But what does that mean? And should we get our panties all twisted? So Van Eck ETF coming shortly after Valkyrie. It's possible that within the next 2 weeks, actually before the end of this month, we could have 5 Bitcoin futures ETFs, which is absolutely mind-blowing. And before we continue here, we can take a look at this volume here. This is the first day, and then the second day of this futures ETF for Bitcoin absolutely eclipses the rest of these ETF launches. And in fact, it is the most successful ETF launch of all time, absolutely blowing all of these out of the water. So again, with even more futures ETFs coming within just days. So what comes next for Bitcoin is absolutely massively bigly magoo. And as well, Bitcoin bulls set to net almost $1 billion in profit after Friday's Bitcoin options expiry. So could this also be partially why Bitcoin is on a little bit of a downtrend because of the ramifications of this? So a couple of weeks ago when Bitcoin was trading below 52,000, betting on a $65,000 by the expiry tomorrow would have been considered extremely unlikely and extremely optimistic. The fact that 98% of the sell options for Bitcoin weekly options expire this Friday have been placed below that price prove that this is true. So there's a lot to be made and a lot to be lost by Bitcoin closing or having the options expire at this price. And even though tomorrow's almost $2 billion options expiry is a landslide victory for the bulls, it was not like that a few weeks ago, obviously, right? Not a lot of people were expecting Bitcoin to be at new all-time highs this fast. And the 1-2-3 call to put ratio is deceptive because the recent rally will likely wipe out most of the bearish bets if Bitcoin remains above 64,000 US dollars at 8 a.m. UTC on Friday. So again, this just kind of goes over some different scenarios depending on where exactly Bitcoin closes here. But in each of the scenarios above, bulls have absolute control of tomorrow's expiry, and this week's positive news flow leaves little reason for investors to take profit or accept a price correction ahead of the expiry. On the other hand, bears need a 7% move below 62,000 to avoid a near $1 billion loss. Okay, so that's just another little factor. We just broke all-time highs, and we're kind of just retesting, having a little bit of a pullback. None of this is even substantial or scary whatsoever. And with that being said, Bitcoin briefly did crash almost 90% to $8,000 on Binance US for mere seconds here. It was the only exchange. It seems to be some sort of obviously extremely rare event. But in an email to the insider, the company said one of our institutional traders indicated to us that they had a bug in their trading algorithm, which appears to have caused the sell-off. So very, very big. And as well, Bitcoin's price, we actually did on a lot of exchanges go down to a little above 61K. But I personally think, this pullback could actually go on for a few more days, especially at least till tomorrow, like we just said about the options expiry. I actually have a lot of limit orders around some of these areas, specifically around like 58 and 60K, because I'm looking to enter further long positions there, because I personally expect Bitcoin to continue much higher over the next few weeks. And yeah, so I'm just setting myself up for that. I had a few of them fill overnight, but for the most part, my biggest buys are a little bit lower just in case. If they don't fill, then it doesn't matter anyway. But Bitcoin is just basically retesting some levels that we were testing 2 days ago. today is Thursday. We were testing these on Tuesday and breaking out. So obviously there's going to be a little bit of support around 61.5. And then obviously, I mean, there's a lot of support below us. And really, we're just looking to hold and kind of flip this area. 58 is one of the lower scenarios I think we could see quickly. If we would go lower than that, I think it's unlikely. But if we would, then I would be even more bullish on entering long positions there. Okay, we just broke all-time highs. When we first broke all-time highs back last year and broke 20K for the first time since the previous bull market, it took a few weeks. So we broke all-time highs yesterday. It would be silly to expect that there's no chance that we could have a retest of this level first before continuing higher here. And yeah, just looking at some of these charts, not bad. A lot of alts started running yesterday. Ethereum had a nice break up to about 44 almost, actually touched. Did it set a new all-time high? I think it might have set a new all-time high by like inches or tested the all-time high. And yeah, I mean, a lot of these coins are just looking good and ready. ADA as well had a little bit of a breakout, but obviously Bitcoin's moving down, so the entire market is as well. Still going to watch SPX, just kind of looks as though we just tested the very all-time high as well, set back almost 2 months ago at the very beginning of September. And yeah, we're just going to continue watching these ETFs. Tomorrow, I believe, is another ETF. And next week, there's the chance of even more Bitcoin ETFs. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on these absolute time-sensitive alerts as well. If you're interested in any bonuses, make sure to check out the pinned comment below. And without any further, Mr. McGee, it's free.